Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight? So I had this big plan. I was going to do a cool live stream talking about thumbnails and click-through rate and how to make scientific changes. And it's going to bring out my whiteboard. I'll show you here on screen in a minute. And some things happened that just threw the whole plan off. And so, all right, I'm just going to do a hangout night. We're going to hang out. How's that for everybody? Is everybody cool with that? We're going to hang out. So that's what I decided to do. We just have like a kind of a live Q&A. And I was going to tell you some things that I'm working on these days. So I have been working on a newsletter. So if you go to subscribe.techtroublemaker.com, I know I should probably have something that scrolls out here and says, hey, go subscribe. Here we go. Join my newsletter premiering in June. That's an old message, but anyway. So I would love for you to join my newsletter. I put like extra tidbits. I'm going to start including some behind the scenes stuff that doesn't wind up on the channel. And so, what do you do when your show goes off the rails and things do not go like you had planned? Well, you pivot and the show must go on. And so here I am tonight going live with you guys. Was going to talk about the fact, hey, you should only change one thing at a time. Take a scientific approach and only change one thing at a time. And we were going to go through some thumbnail work. And so that's coming back. That will be, I've now pushed that show out to, what year is this? I don't even know what year it is. Okay, here it goes. Let's bring up a calendar. Somewhere here is the calendar. So 14 days from today, that show will happen. I will go forward with that show. I really wanted to do that show tonight, but I wasn't going to do it justice, and so it didn't make sense. I'm sorry. So the 16th will premiere that episode. I've already scheduled it out there, so it's out there. I like doing all the prep work for it, so it's going to be a great show, but just several things were happening that made it impossible to do it tonight and do it justice. And heck, I'll do some more lab work and come back with some even more results to say, look, this is what I did. This is what it accomplished. And yeah, to make up for it, next week, next Tuesday night, I'm going to have Paul Duncan, Mr. Moderator, on the show, and we're going to talk about moderating a YouTube channel. If you remember, Paul was on the show about 2 years ago, and that show has gotten so many views. And I want to bring Paul back and say, hey, YouTube's made a lot of changes. Have you seen any drastic changes as a moderator? As you know, he's now on staff with Ecamm, which is my favorite streaming software. And also, he is the moderator for so many programs that are part of Ecamm and Doc Rock and lots of other things. And so you will really enjoy that show because Paul is a rock star. And so I'm really excited about it. So he's going to be on the show next week. So yeah, that's fantastic. I'm excited. I can't wait. Yeah, just fast forward to next week, right? So how's everybody doing tonight? We'll do some shout outs. We'll see how everybody's doing. I know, like I said, the show went off the rails. This wasn't how I'd planned things to go. But yes, Paul is amazing. He's one of my favorite people. Hey, Mommy Guy says she'll see us in a bit. Good evening, Matt Haas. Hey, Claire, how are you doing? I'm really enjoying your work along videos. That's really cool. It's really cool. I have thought about doing similar, but I don't know. Maybe, what do I need to do? What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? And why are things just out of catawonky here? Let's, here we go. Yeah, everything just fine. Everything just go crazy. As Prince said, let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. So, my newsletter is really good. I know, and I had 20% more content I had planned to put in today's newsletter, and I hit that publish button before I was ready, and I debated whether I should just send another one, and then I said, no, I'm just going to let it go. So you guys are going to have an extra big newsletter next week. It'll be extra value added. Nice guest. That would be fun. Yeah, Paul is amazing. I'm doing good. I noticed I own too many sit-stand discs. It's a problem. You have too many sit-stand discs, like the automated ones. I only have one. I do wish the tabletop was bigger on it. I want a bigger tabletop for this desk. So yeah, I wish I had one. I don't know. Also, I'm getting ready to put a light behind me. And also I'm going to get a desktop mount stand so I can kind of mix this up a little bit. Or use it on my second studio. So, yeah, or maybe, I don't know. This crazy life is, I own 4, I only need 2. They're automatic to lift up. I don't know. Anyway, so how is everybody doing? I'm gonna call on people. So Claire, how are things in your world? I follow Claire on YouTube. I follow Claire. Speaking of Paul Duncan, Mr. Moderator, yeah, welcome. Yeah, so Paul is going to come hang out with us next week. I am so excited, Paul. That is just fantastic. Thank you so much for agreeing to be on the show next week. So, yeah, everybody needs a moderator like Paul. And so if you are just out there and, just it's cool stuff. So, yeah. And Mommy God, how are you? She did a video like nearly every day last month. It was Craft Every Day in August. I think that's what it's called, Craft Every Day in August. Yeah, Sita. Yeah, don't you miss Lita? I miss Lita. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I had to, and for those of you who got the newsletters today, he's going to do this tonight. I know something happened. Oh, hi, Paul. Hey, looking forward to it. That's fantastic. I am too, because you are just, it's going to be great for everybody. The motorized sit-stand desk. We should, you should have a sale. We should all go meet you halfway. Thanks are great. Had a chat with Jill after your stream, inspiring and such a light. Jill is awesome. She is awesome. I do love Jill. I'm glad she's part of the Ecamm staff now, so that's really cool. She has a band. I think that Jill should be an opening act at Creator Camp. She should have the band there to open. Lala's here. Hi, Lala. Yeah. Yes, now I'm doing Stash Timber. Yeah, today she was doing a video about like the oldest craft items in your house. I was like, something like that. Yeah. Paul saying hi, Matt. Yeah. So also, yeah. I tell you what, we'll do a thumbnail test. This was the thumbnail that I was going to use for tonight's live stream until things went off the rails. Ta-da! Here's what we do. We go vanilla. All right. I want everybody in the comments to tell me what they think about this thumbnail, and because I have time to change it. Yes, here we go. And the winner was number 6. Okay. That's the thumbnail for my show on the 16th. What does everybody think about that? Let me know in the comments what you think about that thumbnail. Anyway. Okay, here we go. So, yep. That's the thumbnail. So let me know in the comments what you think about the thumbnail. I am trying so hard to get so much better. There are so many AI apps right now to help creators. Is there one or several you can recommend? That's tough. I'll tell you what. Let's go. MAG. Okay. All right. Log in. I'm going to show you what I'm using right now. Unfortunately, I'm all over the place. No seraphones. Yeah. All right, I'm in. Okay. All right, so share my screen. Ta-da! Okay. This is magi.co. Magi.co. Let's throw a text here. magai.co. And also get the text typing. Okay. So this is magi.co. This is what I'm using this partially right now. And I like it because, and let me just zoom in here. Let's break it up. Okay. Make it bigger. Here's a couple of things I like about Magi. Right now, so you can go right here and you can literally choose from whatever auto is, Claude 4.1, 3.5, 3.7, Sonnet 4, DeepSeek, that's the Chinese ChatGPT basically, Gemini 2.0, 2.5 Flash, Gemini Pro, 4.1, 4.1 Mini, 4.1 Nano, 4, 5 Mini, 5 Nano, Grok, which is the X Twitter AI. Okay, so for 20 Llama, which is the Meta one, Minstrel, which so if you just need LLMs, Metatron, they keep adding new ones. I come out here and I'm like, I have no idea what these are. There's Perplexity is awesome, Perplexity Sonar Pro, and Voice GPT. So this is if you're just doing search there. Okay, here's the other part of it that I like. Up here, you can say, hey, I want you to act like. So normally I go and I type in, hey, I want you to act like a YouTube expert. You just go right here and say, hey, as a YouTube expert. So now every question I ask will be as a YouTube expert. Okay. And we'll go to Perplexity. I've been playing with Perplexity. I'm in the beta. I'm in there. We'll do Perplexity Sonar Pro. And as a YouTube expert, evaluate my channel. And tell me how I can improve it. Now, this is a terrible query, but what the heck? This is a terrible prompt, but what the heck? I just wanted to show you what it would do real quick. Send prompt. So it goes out and does deep research, and it will come back and say, hey. Tells me, it goes through and analyzes it. And as I'm going through, different processes and revamping thumbnails, and I feel like I'm getting better and better at thumbnails, I am going to revamp a bunch of old thumbnails and probably go out here and say things like, hey. So this is pretty generic advice is giving here. Let me change up. You're supposed to go to the other side. Okay, fine. All right, you don't want to go to the other side? That's fine. We'll fix you. We'll fix you. Go over here. You're in the way. There, that's better. All right, so stop the scrolling. Lock it. There we go. All right, so here you go. So I like it because for about what you're paying for ChatGPT Pro, you can get multiple access to multiple different search AIs. And then you can even go and change up. And right here it says, hey, which ones are best for image and video? Okay. So you go and pick the ones you want to try for video. Leonardo, I hear a lot of good stuff about. So it can do text to video, image to video, image to image, text to image. So these are a lot of ones that you can go out and play with. Now, let's go back to LLM. All right, moderated and unmoderated. So if you're wondering, what does moderated mean when it comes to AI? Moderated means that there are humans going back and checking results, and it's actually magi.co. Magi.co. I'll put the link in the chat. I'm finding that a lot of people are spoofing sites, so be careful out there because I don't want you to land up on something bad. Anyway, all right, so I put it in the chat. So anyway, I like this. I am still a huge fan of ChatGPT. I still get a lot of stuff out of ChatGPT. I'm also running the comment browser from Perplexity and playing around with that, and that's some cool stuff too. Yeah. So, all right. Paul says there might be karaoke at camp. Yay, karaoke! That's just what we need. Right now, so many AIs right now to help creators. Is there one or several you can recommend? So, if you want to experiment with a lot of them, there was a deal. I don't remember if that deal's still out there. I had published it one time before where you could get Magi for half price. But here's what you should do. You should just buy a single month of any AI you want to try out and try it. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy and buy a year of something and find out you hate it. Like, for example, I bought a year of U.com because it does similar to what Magi does. But I started getting crazy results from it. It wasn't consistent, so it was just making me crazy. And so I gave up on U.com, and I've already canceled my membership. But I bought a year of it, and so it's out there, and I'm not using it. So it's unfortunate. Not cool. Yeah. Yep. Yes, Roy, love it. All right. Thumbnail, no serif fonts. You don't like my serif fonts? Okay, I guess that. Is it better with serif or no serif? Don't for titles. Okay. All right. Mommy God. Hey, Walter, how you doing? So you've changed your... yeah. And if you were going to get a new computer, so there's already folks in the comments that are adding stuff. Yeah. If right now you were going to buy a computer, like they said, it depends. Do you want a laptop or a desktop? And it's going to be a Mac. I'm going to say Mac because Mac is just the best. But if you're not going to travel around with it, man, yeah, an M3 Mac Mini or an M4 Mac Mini is the most bang for your buck you can get. It absolutely is amazing. I just completely love the Mac Mini. It's just such a good machine. So much power for the money. I love your channel name. I agree so much. Yep. Pro Warriors. Yeah. Serif fonts are ideal for main text on a printer page. Digital is better suited for sans serif barcode than they appear thinker or clearer. I think you mean, yeah, thicker or clearer meant to write. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Matt. I struggle with that often. Glad. Yep. Channel 100% dedicated to teaching people in prayer. That is awesome. So it's magi.co. It might get there by magi.io. I just want to be careful. That's all. Yeah, just what Matt said. MacBook Pro or Mac Mini with double the base memory. Yep. Mr. Moderator, of course, any M3 or higher should cover you for a few years. That's absolutely true. I would definitely get... No, there's not... No. Unfortunately, I mean, with some hackery, you could use your old MacBook as a monitor, but I don't recommend it. I recommend buying the Mac Mini and just get you a couple of nice used monitors. You don't have to have, as long as they do 1080, you'll be great. I mean, I edited 4K video a long time on a 1080 monitor, and then my monitor died, and I said, okay, well, now that it's died, I can justify my mind. And 4K monitors had dropped in price dramatically, so I bought a 4K monitor. So with the Mac Mini, you take your mouse, your keyboard, and your monitor, and you plug it into the Mac Mini. And the Mac Mini has just got so much power. You definitely want at least 16 gig of memory. I think the M4 only starts at 16 gig. If you can get more, memory is the thing I would invest in when it comes to Macs. Because even if you just get the Mac Mini with 512 gig, you could later buy a NAS, or you could put an external SSD drive on the back to offload stuff. I still recommend editing video on the Mac storage itself and then offload it to external storage, because you're not going to get any faster than the storage is baked into the Mac. And so that would be my suggestion. Is you could do 512. Do not do less than 512 gig. Though I bought my first Mac with a 256 gig hard drive of storage, not realizing or thinking about the fact that my music library at the time was 110 gig. So day one, I was already struggling for space. I was sad. And then I started editing 4K videos. So when I bought my next Mac, I put a terabyte of storage, and that's still not enough. So I got a NAS now. I finally broke down and bought a NAS. I found a deal and bought a NAS, and I offload stuff to it now. So, yeah. Hey, how are you doing, Florence? How are you? Thanks. I'm just so overwhelmed by so many choices. I want to streamline being a single mom. I have very limited content creation, so looking into AI. At this point, this week, I know Florence has got some AI she's been playing with. Every week I see somebody else say, "Oh, my AI does this." Well, that's fantastic. And there are so many out there, but ChatGPT catches up, and whatever so-and-so is doing, eventually ChatGPT has the same thing. So I am still a big fan of ChatGPT. It's getting easier and easier to do prompts on Mac 100%. Yep. Tallboy, hey. Yep, Tallboy needs to get a Mac. What font name are you using for your thumbnails? Well, that's a good question. Let's go find out what font name I'm using for my thumbnails. See, I'm not consistent. I am consistently inconsistent. So let me share my screen here. Okay, so here is my thumbnail. I am using Impact, and then my CTR is also. See, I meant to change that. Also meant to change. It was Impact. Something changed it. There we go. All right, I got to fix that now that he's bigger. I don't know how I got back on the Droid Serif. Oh, sorry. All right, there we go. That's better. What do you think? Oh, I can hide that text now, can't I? Yes, you can. Bye, text. Okay. Not mean to show that in every scene. That was a neat feature. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's my thumbnail that I worked on. I did have some AI help, of course, but I kind of went back and forth, and yeah, but here I am. Ta-da! Psh. All right. Da-da-da. Okay. If you're going for a laptop and plan on doing streaming, avoid. Yeah, you can't do a MacBook Air for Ecamm. You just don't want to, because if you're going to do multiple cameras, yeah, it's gotta be a Mac for Ecamm. Yeah, it does. It does have to be a Mac for Ecamm. Ecamm is never going for Windows. Yeah, I know what Matt is saying. Can you recommend a monitor? I'm a big fan. I Samsung and Dell monitors I find on sale a lot, and so I will buy one of them. I don't know what you got available to you in Australia. What's available there? So I'd be curious to know. I need to go start looking at computer stores. A 1080p monitor is too tiny for me, so I got a 4K over here on my left side, and then the monitor I'm looking at right now is a 1080 monitor, so it's fine. I like my 4K monitor, but I only have one. I've got to wait for the one in the middle to break before I can replace it. I'm sorry. It's all about practical. Oh no, ha ha ha. Yes, AM monitor will be okay. I've been using Mac Mini for my live streams, using just an extra TV monitor. There we go. I'm okay. That's good, Florence. Knowing what you know, how would you approach streaming? Knowing what I know, how would I approach streaming? Well, it'd still be Ecamm, definitely. Ecamm would still be my streaming software. I Well, there's not much I'd change knowing what I know now, but I have to tell you, I didn't start here. I evolved here. Yeah. Yeah, I start off with a Logitech C920, which was okay except for the fact that it kept zooming in and out till I got my lighting better. I finally got my lighting better. I had started off with the Blue Yeti, not the Logitech Blue Yeti. I had the Blue Yeti when Blue Yeti was still Blue Yeti, and it was a good mic, and I'll fight you on it. It was. Logitech messed it up later because they changed out components. And so, yes, the Logitech Blue Yeti was not a good mic for a bit. I think they've even come back and resurrected it, realizing they made a mistake. But now I've got a Sony ZV-10. What I would do different is that I would not let perfectionism get to me like it did. Perfectionism made me think I had to have the best stuff as soon as possible. And so that added a level of stress that I absolutely did not need as a YouTuber. You don't need that kind of stress. You need to just start out with what you have. Now, I could do this show with my cell phone. I absolutely could. In fact, it's trying to join the stream right now. Disconnect. Nope. Thanks though. I could do this entire show with my phone. I could. I absolutely could use it with Ecamm, and it would be amazing, And so, the other part though is I probably, I agree with Matt. LG is a good monitor as well. Yes, it is obnoxiously big. Hello, there we go. Yeah. Also, I wouldn't buy the 15 button. I wouldn't buy the 15 button Elgato Stream Deck. I'd go ahead and start with the XL. That's true. LG does make good monitors. I'm not a techie though, Claire, so I suggest you follow our friends. Come on, you need to be using Gemini or Perplexity. I am using Perplexity, but I keep going back to ChatGPT because it's in my comfort zone. I know how to get the results out of ChatGPT that I want. I mean, yeah, I can use those same prompts over in the other, and they do pretty decent. But unless ChatGPT's having a bad day, I get out of it what I asked for. I'm very pleased with it. The only thing I don't like, Perplexity will go off and look at my channel a little deeper than ChatGPT will. I have vidIQ, so I can use vidIQ to go deeper into my channel than I can. Mommy Guide is a techie. She doesn't want to admit it, but she is. 11.3 clip is an impressive. 11.3% CTR from your thumbnails is an impressive high CTR. It is. I would have started a lot simpler than I did. Yeah. Simpler is better. You don't need that hassle. And yeah, the brightness level on a monitor is an important feature. More brightness equal better. Yes, more better. Especially if, like me, you spend a lot of time working on stuff in the dark. With just the glow of your monitor as your only light. Definitely Ecamm. It's what I've been using since I started. No other option for me for sure. It's all thanks to Ecamm that I even create content. Yeah, and you do it well. Let's see. If you want an unbreakable legal safety weapon, well, that's true, yes. But you can't really use a Nokia for live streaming. They had that experiment. Microsoft screwed up Nokia. Nokia screwed themselves up first, and then Microsoft bought them, and yeah, it's true. Nokia is a great. Used to be great for hammer. You could hammer nails with a Nokia. So yeah, it's true. Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff I deal with. Now, the other thing I've been working on is I've just started working on. I've had a Patreon for a while. Yeah, just no upgrading, being down to earth. Yeah, so, yeah, definitely agree with being down to earth. That's weird. Why is that not working? Okay, suddenly my No upgrade, just being down to earth. Yeah. And welcome. Welcome to the channel. I don't know if you've been here before, but thanks for coming. So I'm working on expanding my newsletter. I've been pretty happy with that. Like I said, I left out 20% of the content I intended in today's newsletter. And those that got the newsletter thinking he's going to go live with this video tonight, instead, I went a different way. It's true. Microsoft screwed up a lot of companies that they purchased. No hate. It's just true. It is true. Reflecting on a year, what you have learned, and what would you like to focus on more? So I am doing a minor pivot, and I am going to focus more on my content creator series for a little bit. That series is focused on trying to reduce the frustrations of being a content creator and how simple things that you can do to make your life easier, whether it be AI or improving thumbnails, automation, different things that you can do. We also have talked about burnout. So I had a video I did about burnout, and if Doc were here, Doc would say burnout's not real. It's true, but it is a feeling that you can have. And there is a psychological thing as burnout, but it is a level of overwhelm. And so we've talked on here about ways to overcome being that overwhelmed and things that you can do as a content creator to make your life easier. So my focus for the next bit is on ways to make your content creation life easier. And I am going to continue with the content creator series, where creator meetups, where we have creators come on and talk about how they got started and challenges they've had, things that have gone off the rails for them, and what they're going to do next. And so that is a series that a lot of people seem to like as well. So I have been trying just to optimize. What I've learned this year is give myself grace. I used to say it all the time, but this year I have given myself grace. I didn't go through burnout in April this year. I have been in a burnout. I went through burnout literally every April. And I started digging into why. And I set my mind to it and said, look, I'm going to do my humble best to stay focused on what I want to do here. And so some of those lessons learned, is focusing on allowing myself grace. And so, yeah, I want others to have that feeling as well, to give themselves grace. When tonight I couldn't get the show together the way I wanted to, I knew it wasn't going to be at the level that I wanted it to be. I pivoted and said, I made a hard decision, said, I'm just going to start live and hang out. And when my friends come along, you awesome folks out there, then, I want to definitely hang out with you guys and do that. And so I would tell you that a year ago, I would have probably had a little panic attack about not getting to do the show I wanted to do. So that's how it goes. Yeah. Yeah. Friends, don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate that. Yep. The leader is who improves and inspires as change is the way of life. As Samsung overpowered, I'm bringing more, including AI, than other OS. Samsung does make some fantastic products, and ironically, they make the screens for iPhones. I don't know how they live in that world like that. I guess, yeah. That's great. Any have started with content creation and eventually realize that's overwhelming. Having a place to specifically go for support would be great. So I'm going to focus more on supporting other creators. That's what my goal is. How can I help? How can I support you? And what are things that we can do? Matt, that's a tough one. I wouldn't change a thing, Matt. You got it dialed in. I might have to go ask Chat GPT what it thought, but my own opinion is that I think Matt, that you do fantastic content. Your morning show is a lot of fun, and so that's cool. And then I do wish you did more recorded videos, but I know you're very focused on your Amazon adventure, and there's a lot of recorded videos from there. I am curious, though I do follow your Amazon products channel, how that channel's doing as a channel. I guess it's not as important as it is to get that content created for Amazon. So you're just repurposing it. So I think that's great. And I like the fact that you did another studio to do that content. So that is a separation of church and state, so to speak. Matt and Matt. So it's just don't hold back. What is your favorite AI tool? My favorite. Well, I'm still in love with ChatGPT. I am playing around with Perplexity, and I am impressed with Perplexity as well. And right now I have a pro account on Perplexity, even though I haven't paid them anything. So I don't know what that's all about. I also have access to Pro. I have Gemini Pro as well, and I haven't played with Nano Banana yet, but I'll probably get out there and play with Nano Banana. I have access to Gemini. I have a Gemini Pro account as well because I have a Google One subscription. So I am curious what that can do. But I normally don't like using AI as my thumbnails and image. I will use it to create B-roll images. I know B-roll images is a oxymoron, but I will use it for creating images and such. I agree, Matt. You're so uniquely you, as Luria said. Yeah. Matt's in all the right places at all the right times, So it's good stuff. What's everybody creating right now? I am very curious to know what everybody's doing. Tell me what you are creating on your channel right now. Tell me what magic you're making. I am working on. I mentioned about being a Patreon. I'm working on revamping my Patreon and going back to doing membership tiers there. I'm going to do away with Buy Me a Coffee. I've used Buy Me a Coffee for a while, so those of you that are subscribed over there, I will notify you and say, hey, I'm dropping Buy Me a Coffee. So Matt says, I tried Nano Banana and it would make my image and it would make one revision. After that, all revision produce the same result. Is that a bug or am I doing it wrong? I have not played with it yet. Maybe we need to go live and play with Nano Banana. Gemini. Try image editing. Try it now. All right. Okay, so we're going to go play with Nano Banana. Ta-da! Okay, so here's Nano Banana. Describe your image. Create an image of a pop-up. No, that's not a fun one. Let's think of something fun to create. Trying to create a narrative story with an image slideshow. Oh. Okay, let's think. No coffee for you. All right, let's see. What would I want to create here? Wow, I don't know. Create a wizard walking beside a river in the mountains. And with a giant YouTube logo following behind him as if he is being stalked. I don't know. Okay, so there's my image. Sure, download a full size. Downloading full size. All right. Sure, let's do that there. Now, change it into a YouTube thumbnail sized image with the words "Fix your TTR." I do like the picture. It's very cool. So it's first time playing with Nano Banana. Let's see what it makes. That's great. Resize it to 1280 by 720 pixels. I don't know. See what happens. Nothing. Not a thing changed. Not a thing at all. Fine. Just download. I'll play with you later. All right. Let's go see. Paul says no coffee. No coffee. You're you. Oh, did I leave out a letter? Okay. All right. I'm trying to create a narrative story with an image slideshow, images created by AI. I just do it in ChatGPT, and I can set it up and have it just batch create them for me. It's really cool. Patreon membership is what a lot of crafters are opting to. Yeah, I'm going to give Patreon a try. I never put a lot of effort into it. I really want to get my community off the ground, just struggling to find a direction I want to go in. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because, you know, tech news is amazing, but it's not evergreen. And so the shelf life of a video where you talk about tech news is short. So, like, for example, Google's coming out with Nano Banana. In 4 weeks, it'll be called something else. They'll revamped it, and now it's something else. It's tough. You know, iPhone 17 is coming out, and then 6 months later, iPhone 18, and 6 months later, iPhone 19. And so my video where I talked about an iPhone 14 is worth nothing because it's not evergreen. So how can you do two things? One, continue to help those people in your community who need your content where where you help them understand technology like you do. You do such a great job of explaining technology, and you explain why this is important and why they should care. And the question is, how do you present that without creating content that winds up stuck in a rut? You know, and then there's lots of cool things you do on your channel. I think the word of the day is awesome. I would be very curious. I've never looked at your analytics. I would look at your analytics and say, hey, do I get a spike when I do word of the day? I would literally go look at my analytics and see where the spikes are in your channel, on your videos, and say, those must be the things that resonate with people because da-da-da. And then, yeah, I like that. Revis, I think the Revis thing is really fun. I think that's a lot of fun. Hopefully that gets people watching as well. I think those are really good. I love those segments. I hope that your repurposing that you're doing is getting you some stuff. So really cool. Yep. Miami guys, just cheering you on. Yeah, we need Tall Boy's channel, the Lab Tech Show, to just blow up. Okay, I don't know what we need to do. See, the same thing happened to me. You get 2 chances. Total fail of a product. Yep, that's it. I meant to say no coffee for you, SNL, no soup. No soup for you. No coffee for you. It's been a long day. I meant that S. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, Paul. The older I get, the earlier I wake up. So, Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. If we were going to remake my channel, what would you guys tell me I should do? I need you guys to tell me. There's Mondays that fall on Tuesday. Yes, this has been a long day because every time there's a day off, a holiday, it takes 2 or 3 days to make up for the fact that you missed that day. I don't know why. It shouldn't take 2 or 3 days to make up a day, but you wind up working a lot of extra to make up for the fact that you missed a day, and so you have to cram that into your other days. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Tallboy, I just go in perplexity and say, evaluate my channel. Tell me what's good. Tell me what's bad. And then realize it's AI. Okay? The thing is, I went through and did a bunch. I literally said, ChatGPT, I want you to take everything you know about me and interview me so I can find out who I am. And 71 questions later, we went off on so many tangents. I revamped a sci-fi book that I had worked on. I came up with video ideas, all that, and all I was doing was saying, tell me about myself. I kept having to tell ChatGPT, okay, I took you off the path, I guess. But here's the thing. Everything ChatGPT said was positive. And so when something is completely positive, it makes me suspect of it. And I know that's because that's my nature. I'm an optimist with realistic tendencies. I always hope and expect the best, but I think through 10 different ways the worst can happen. And so when I go through and something keeps saying all these nice things about me, yeah, I ain't liking that. I'm not liking that. No, I ain't liking that either. So I finally said, I need you to be brutally honest here. I appreciate all the nice stuff you're saying, but I need some harshness here, so it feels like a real litmus test and that you're really testing me, and I would show you some of the stuff, but it's so personal. I'm not really prepared to air all my dirty laundry out to the world. But yeah, but you can use tools like Perplexity and ChatGPT to do evaluations on your channel and videos. I will go to YouTube Studio. I will download all the spreadsheet CSV files, and then I'll feed them in and say, look at all this and tell me patterns. And I know a lot of it you could spot. They've made so many enhancements to YouTube Studio that now there's so much in the analytics space, it's almost too much, and I have to go back and trim stuff out that just doesn't matter anymore. And one of those things, eventually for all of us, is going to become subscribers. There is a feeling that YouTube, as it keeps going, is eventually going to wipe out the idea of subscribers. Now, will that be the next year? I don't think so. But there's a feeling that subscribers are going to go away, and all it's going to be focused on is watch time. And so the problem is, though, is that, they set it up where you got to have so much watch time, you got to have so many subscribers. So you could have a channel that has 10,000 watch hours a month and not have enough subscribers to be monetized. So I'm hoping that if they do go to watch time being the metric, and they get rid of subscribers as a ad revenue thing, a monetization thing, that they'll make it easier for us. We got to see. You just got to see. So, or you can be like me and have the subscribers and struggle on the watch time. So, especially after I deleted 125 videos from my channel. Why did I delete 125 videos from the channel? Because they were confusing the algorithm and confusing people that would, if you came to my channel, you would think my channel was Morning Thoughts. That's what you thought if you came to my channel, because most of the videos, on the screen were Morning Thoughts. And now, if you go to my channel, it's different. It's different. It's so different now. Your channel. All right. So here's my channel. And my camera went out. I love what it does that. That's a neat feature. Come back. Come back. Okay. Here we go. I'll get it back. There we go. Sorry about that. There's a weird bug that happens. So if you land on my channel, the best way to do this is to incognito mode it. Let's go look and see what you see. You need to go look at your channel occasionally in incognito mode and see what you see. Okay? Because, hey, here you are. You're hitting the channel. I am hitting it here. I go to videos. And so it shows my latest. It shows, let's see. And see, it still has, that's weird. It still has a lot of my, I didn't delete them all, but I deleted a bunch of them. So I would say I got some more Morning Thoughts videos to delete. Okay. Let's go to popular oldest. My oldest is using Alice. This is when I was teaching at a technical college. So anyway. Anyway, shorts. I hate shorts. Anyway. Lives. Podcast. Playlist. All that. So by the way, if you're looking for an interesting music playlist, it is the Awkward Silence playlist. I don't know why it listed out there. I probably should. It's public, so I guess it just shows it as if it's a playlist on my channel. So that's, I don't know. That's how it goes. It's a QR code now. Yeah. So there's this weird thing that happens, and it's not, I don't think it's an Ecamm thing, but when I start Ecamm up, my Rode Streamer X shows a QR code rather than showing my video. And then to fix it, the fix is to start photo booth. And then as soon as I start photo booth, the camera comes up. So my theory is that it is a USB issue, is what my theory is that's a USB issue. So it's weird. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So anyway, all right, let's see what else everybody says. Yeah, everyone wants to be a YouTuber. It's a new TV. Yeah, and it's going to get bigger. I really absolutely think YouTube is going to continue to blow up, and it's going to be amazing. So it's a QR code now. No, I am running the latest release version of macOS. I am not running betas at all. And I'm running beta Ecamm, and this has been an issue for me for 2 years. So I do not think in any way, shape, or form it is an Ecamm issue. I think it's a USB bus issue. I have tried all kind of experiments to try to capture it. I was going to open it as a support case on Ecamm, but it is not an Ecamm issue. Ecamm's the place I can recreate it the most often, but it will sometimes do it in others. But anyway, so it's weird. But I bring up Photo Booth and it fixes it. So I have a fix. It's crazy. Hey, Rilla. Hey, Susan, how you doing? Hey, Susan, thanks for joining us. Do you have any tech questions? Yeah. I am not running OS 26. I am still running about this Mac. I am running Sequoia 1561. So on an M2 Max. So Francis is part of Awesome Crafting Community. Yeah! I just attended invitation-only YouTube event last week. They're pushing YouTube shopping here right now. Yes. I'm glad it's finally making its rounds. So, yeah. Lala, you got to put your merch store back on your channel. I don't see it anymore. So, it is interesting. Anyway. I only have like 400,000 things plugged in my Mac. Let's see, I have a OWC Thunderbolt 4 dock. I also have a Element 4 hub. I have 2 cameras. I have too many things, probably. So that's yeah, I have too many things plugged in. So my neighbor's son is in the 5th grade. He said to his dad, "I can't believe we're next to a YouTuber." He was pumped by that fact. Yes, but remember, if you're on YouTube, you're instantly rich and famous. And other lies they tell you. Checks in the mail, and if you're on YouTube, you must be rich and famous. So just remember that. Anyway, all right. I thank every one of you guys that showed up tonight. Thank you for your patience. Mr. Paul Duncan, Mr. Moderator himself, Mr. Ecam Extreme is going to be here next week, and it's going to be awesome. So, yeah, Matt says, get recognized in public, that's awkward the first time it happens. Yes, that was the most awkward thing for me. I went into a food place, and the lady behind the counter says, "Are you on YouTube?" And I said, "Yes, I am." She's like, "Are you Tech Troublemaker?" I am. I was blown away by that. I'm like, "Hey, how are you doing? Nice to meet you." That was apparently someone forgot to tell my bank account I was a YouTuber. Yeah, I'm on here. I'm waiting for the check. Yes, same here. Friends, thanks for joining. Join us next week. Yes, next week is going to be an awesome show with Mr. Paul Duncan. Thank you, sir, for hanging out with us tonight. But he's going to be on the show next week, and we're going to talk about moderating YouTube in the modern world. With all these changes, what's changed when it comes to YouTube moderation? Not only that, but you got to get a copy of his block word list. That has made such a difference on my channel. I bought that list and have it. Granted, don't read that list. There are words I did not know, and I made a mistake of looking them up. And I'm like, So don't look up the words you don't know in Paul's blocked word list. We'll talk more about that next week. Yeah, that's hilarious. Awesome, Paul. See you both next week. Yep. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye. All right. Thanks for watching. YouTube is going to put a video right where my face is now. You can't see it because it's going to be behind a video. But after I publish this video, it's going to put a face there. It's going to put a video there. And you should watch that because YouTube is always right about what you should watch. Yes.